Is it time to sell your NEOS ETFs and buy their hedged versions? In this video, we're going to be talking about the performance of some lesser known NEOS ETFs, ticker SPYH and QQQH. Now, these are a different strategy and they're used for a different audience, which we will touch on in just a moment. Now, if you are a fan of NEOS ETFs, guys, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe because we're going to be breaking down all types of their ETFs here on the channel. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video and maybe even learn something new about some different ETFs from NEOS. Now, I want to discuss these funds because they are almost never talked about on YouTube. We have so many different NEOS ETFs. As you guys can see, so many of these are extremely popular. SPYI, QQQI, BTCI, and so on. Even MLPI is one of my favorites now, even though it is still very new. But what about their hedged equity income funds? In this video, we're going to break down QQQH and SPYH and talk about how these funds function differently and see if they actually do deserve a spot in my portfolio. Just as, of course, a hedge. But I also want to discuss another important factor, their performance. How do they stack up with the other funds, SPYI and QQQI? What makes them different? So we're going to take a look starting off with SPYH and see what makes this different from SPYI. I think a lot of investors get these funds wrong because just because you hold SPYI doesn't mean you shouldn't also hold SPYH and vice versa. This is not financial advice whatsoever, but there are a lot of options for, and a good argument for, I would say, holding some of each, especially if you're a little bit of a riskier investor. Maybe you're mostly SPYI, a little bit of SPYH. If you're very anti-risk, you might be 90% SPYH, 10% SPYI, or you could be all of SPYH and vice versa. It just depends on your own investment strategy. So let's talk about the differences with these funds. So SPYI is going to be that high income and covered calls. And you can see right here that SPYH does not yield nearly what SPYI yields, about 5% less, a little over that actually. But the fee's the same, the monthly distributions are the same, and a lot of the performance is actually different because of this. So the S&P 500, of course, is the underlying for SPYI. It's going to do a covered call or a call spread. And that's how you're going to make the distributions. That's how the dividends are going to be paid from the premiums. Now, the nice thing with SPYI is you do get some upside to a point. You do get some upside potential if the S&P 500 does move upward, as you guys probably know. Now, if you're new to dividend investing, let me know in the comments because there's always so many people jumping on these videos that are new. And I'm glad that you guys are here because income investing is really fun. Let's be honest. Now, back to the point, SPYI is going to have more upward mobility, but you are going to be limited with that mobility in comparison to the actual S&P 500 because of the options. And so the options are going to hold that and prevent it from going absolutely ballistic if the market goes ballistic to an extent. Of course, that's what we risk when it comes to creating income and getting paid these dividends. When we look at SPYH, also monthly income again, but it's designed to reduce the downside risk. So it employs a hedged equity income strategy that uses a combination of equity exposure plus often a collar or similar hedging setup, and that is going to limit the downside risk. Now, the problem with that is it doesn't produce the same amount of premium, as we can see, because if it did, you would simply hold this and not have to worry about the market falling. And so that is the trade-off. So I look at SPYH and SPYI more so like, I would say, JEPI and JEPQ style of funds. They're a bit safer for individuals. And I mean, JEPQ and JEPI are massive funds, both well over $30 billion in AUM. So I understand why NEOS would have these funds, but I still think they're a little bit lesser known. So we may even compare them as well to those two funds and see how they've been since their inception. So the hedge being constant and finance means the downside protection is structural and not opportunistic. So the protective hedge also caps upside more than SPYI's covered call approach because the protective options reduce the net market exposure, which is a major factor. So you're not going to have the growth of SPYI and you're not going to have the distribution of SPYI, but you're still getting a very solid distribution rate. So we're going to show a bunch of differences, some comparisons, but I first want to look at SPYH and SPYI and QQQH and QQQI, and let's see how the performance varies. SPYH is a very new fund. It launched in early 2025 compared to QQQH that came all the way from 2019. But QQQI and SPYI are much larger, 7.9 billion and 8.8 billion in comparison to 21 million and 352 million. Now, what we can see here is the price return of each of these. And I put the inception date as the start date of SPYH, which is the newest fund. Again, now in this time, growth-wise, SPYH has actually outperformed SPYI, which is absolutely amazing and very, very interesting. And it is the best performer, just growth. But we're not focusing just on growth. We need total return. When we're looking at this, I want to showcase these are all up really big on this chart because the market dropped in April. And so this was a really good time for SPYH to launch and capitalize on that drop. But overall, we have SPYI at almost 26% in the green, QQQI at just under 29% in the green, SPYH at 22.6% in the green, and QQQH at 21% in the green. All phenomenal performances, and although we did get capped a little bit in comparison with SPYH and QQQH, it is absolutely amazing that they have still performed so well as a hedged position. If you could perform this well as a hedge position in markets, I mean, people would simply do that. Now, even with the performance of QQQI and SPYI being better, I'm still really blown away by this. And I want to showcase the yield for these. So again, SPYI has an 11.91% yield, QQQI 14.4%, SPYH 6.2%, and QQQH 9.05%. So even though SPYH did have better growth, the lower yield really cost it and made it the third worst performer, just in front of QQQH. But now we've been talking a lot about JEPQ and JEPI on the channel as we've seen market pullbacks and people getting a little bit fearful. So let's put these to the test. Are SPYH and QQQH better than JEPI and JEPQ? I was not joking around when I said these funds are massive. JEPI has 44 billion in AUM and JEPQ has 34 billion in AUM. Also, they're a lot cheaper than the NEOS funds. I'll just say that. They're almost half the cost when you're looking at the expense ratios. But they don't take as much, they don't have the tax benefits of NEOS's funds. I will say I don't believe that JEPI and JEPQ use those 1256 contracts. Double check me. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Now, looking at our total return, we can see a very interesting chart. SPYH is in second, up 22.61%. QQQH is in third, up 20.99%. JEPQ is up 29.02%. And JEPI is up 15.55%. And this is just bizarre because SPYH is outperforming JEPI by 7%. And JEPQ is outperforming QQQH by 8%. This is really, really interesting. So it looks like the JEPQ strategy is working better than the NEOS counter, which is QQQH, and NEOS is working better with the S&P than JEPI. And if we look at these for a NAV erosion point of view, they're all still up. JEPI underperforming the rest, not nearly as much growth, especially in comparison to SPYH that has double. But again, when you look at total return, it's a different story. But all in all, kind of funny how these all correspond. So we have in first place JEPQ, which is JP Morgan. In second and third place, we have NEOS with their hedge versions. And then in fourth place, last, we have JEPI, another JP Morgan fund. Scrolling down, we can see the yields. Again, SPYH and QQQH we already looked at. JEPQ is the highest yielder at 10.5%, and JEPI is at 8%. Despite the fact that it is yielding more than SPYH and nearly as much as QQQH, it is not the best performer. It is still the worst. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you did find some value in this video, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe. And if you were to buy one of these funds, which one would it be? What are we buying? Are we buying NEOS? Are we buying JP Morgan? Are we mixing and buying some of each? Or are we buying QQQI and SPYI like I am myself? But of course, that's not financial advice. If you like this video, you're going to love these that are popping up on your screen right now. Hope to see you in the next one.